This is the bench press video, going over a lot of the important things to look at when we set up. This first clip here, you're actually going to see me sitting upright. What I'm trying to show is that I'm trying to pin my shoulder blades together, back and down, and dig my traps into the bench. The next thing I'm going to do is set my hands. When I set my hands, I want my hands to be just outside my shoulders, if not a little bit wider. Usually our grip, we just don't want it too wide, whichever is natural for us to be pressing. We also don't want it to be too narrow. A lot of times it's just preference. Another important thing to look at here is the bar path. The bar should actually come underneath our sternum when we come down our chest. And with our elbows, we want our elbows to be in, but not too far in. In the next clip, you're going to see my elbows are actually too tight. This is going to put more pressure on the triceps. Unless we're doing a narrow grip bench press, we don't want our elbows this tight, and we definitely don't want our elbows to be too wide. Here my elbows are too wide, obviously excessively too wide. We want to set up in this position because we're biomechanically designed as humans to have our shoulder blades move when we're pushing something. So you can see me standing here and pushing. My shoulder blades are getting a lot of movement when I go back and forth. My elbows come back, my hands are in tight, just like I was pushing when I bench press. But when we're on a bench, our shoulder blades aren't going to be able to move in this range of motion. They're restricted. So that is why we want to have our shoulder blades pinned the entire time. This is going to allow for the stability of the bar to go into my upper back rather than into my shoulders a lot. So here's the whole setup. I sit down on the bench. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set my eyes relatively underneath the bar, if not a little bit further back. I want to pin my shoulder blades together, nice and tight, digging my traps into the bench. You're going to see me lift up my shirt a little bit. I'm going to have a curve in my lower back. That is okay as long as it is not excessive. So I have my glutes squeezed together nice and tight, and my feet are just underneath my knees. So I'm stable through the floor all the way on the bench. I set my hands on racking the bar while maintaining position, keeping everything nice and tight. I pull the bar down into myself, nice and controlled, and then I press it up. The bar comes just underneath my sternum, and then I drive it back up, nice and controlled all the way through, maintaining my shoulder blades being tight and my glutes tight. I'm going to readjust here. You're going to see me lay completely flat. When I lay completely flat, it's going to restrict those shoulder blades, and it's going to put a lot of that pressure into my shoulders. I don't want to do this because I won't be able to bench as much, and it might lead to shoulder pain.